Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Welcome to the Super Split Screen Brothers, everyone, where Wonder Bad is canon and Super Wonder sucks. Sorry, we were having a conversation right before the recording started. I had to do that. Oh, and apparently this is...
I quit.
I guess I'm doing this episode solo then. So, how you doing, everybody? I am Nick from the Phoenix Press. Joining me, as always, is the person who ships the wrong ship, Jared from Comics League. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well. According to sales, I actually have the correct ship, so screw you.
Ah, curses! Yeah,
According to Tom King, I have the correct ship.
Well, okay. Still, I'll get you that, but Tom King is not the person you want to be bringing into this argument.
No, because he's like, no, it works, because in the book, he had them almost going to kiss. It's the most hilarious thing in the world. That's the cliffhanger. Makes you think they're going to kiss. And then literally the first panel of the next issue is, this won't happen. This will never happen.
Okay, you know what we need to do? We need to do Under Two Capes, just like talking about this like me and you, and then that's the thumbnail. That panel.
Yes. But anyway, I'm doing well. How are you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Been running some errands. Been getting my berry on.
Yes. Except you're probably profiting more than the Flash is right now. I had to. I like the movie, but even I can make fun of its misfortune.
Yes. So, let's just kind of start it off like we always do. So, Jared, what you playing, playa?
I actually started playing Dishonored again after a long time. I freaking love that game. Because my co-author who helped, my co-plotter who plotted out my comic, and she wrote the original story with me. She was a huge Dishonored fan. In fact, you know how we do like Guy in the Chair, Nick? I would do that with her. I'd be playing Dishonored, and she would be like literally walking me through the entire mission over the phone.
So you have your own
girl in the chair, but okay, but still, so
you literally have your own oracle.
Because here's why. On Game Pass, I get the remaster, the sequel, and the spin-off. So I have all three games. So I'm going to play through all those. They're really fun. If you want, it's basically first-person Batman, except you can kill people. I choose not to because you get the best ending if you don't kill people.
But there's so many cool things you can do. You can literally have people devoured by rats.
And fun fact, so she and I wrote a fan fiction that's a prequel to the story. Now, here's the funny part. The crux of her fan fiction ended up becoming canon in the second game.
So I think Bethesda owes her a few bucks.
No, we didn't make it public or anything. It's not like with Jay Heat and I doing New Direction, Wonder Woman's daughter, and all of a sudden Tom King is like Trinity. But anyway,
if you ever meet Tom King, you need to confront him.
I got it. I'll have Jay Heat on the stream with me and be like, you stole our idea, dude. But all in good fun. But I would talk to Tom King. I think he'd be a fun interview. Because short of the whole Jay Lee thing, let me put it this way: the worst he's ever done is the whole Jay Lee thing,
which is pretty bad.
Which is really bad. I will admit that. But
I remember when that went down. That was like a really, really stupid thing to do.
Yeah, but besides that. I can talk about how I've overall enjoyed his work, like Omega. I haven't read Omega Man. I have to read that. I've read of him the New Gods book that was like Mr. Miracle. I read half of his Batman run, the half that's good.
Have you read his Rorschach run?
No, I haven't. I heard that's good, and that's what led to the whole issue with Jay Lee, by the way, because there was a variant cover for that book, and at the same time, Jay was doing a book for a variant cover for Ethan. I'm like, hey, if you don't want people working for comic skaters, pay them more. It's that simple. But anyway, so besides that, speaking of comics, I read a lot of Grant Morrison's JLA because I have the omnibus out there because I had to get through the Justice League 1000 storyline, which is like the Justice League of the Future come in there. It's so long that it took me a long time to get through it. So I just got through it. So I'm going to get back into reading that. I've been reading a book called The Mythicals by Hojo. It's actually pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And I've been reading more Scott Snyder's Batman. In terms of movies, I watched that movie 65 recently, the movie about the dude in space who crash lands on prehistoric Earth. It's actually really cool, dude.
Speaking of comics and Snyder, I'm adding a new thing to the news element. So,
oh, okay, I'm excited then because you said Snyder.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, but yeah.
But we'll see. So that's pretty much what I'm doing.
So as for what I've been playing, I've been playing a lot of on a World of Warcraft private server called Turtle WoW, which is it's like vanilla, but it's kind of like vanilla plus a little bit. Jared, I really need to get you on there because it's free and you just gotta download it. Honestly, one of these days I'm just gonna.
Not really my thing though.
Well, here's the thing. If I have to literally point a comically large gun at you and say, we're going to do one session, even if it's just I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, where you're just clowning on the game while we're leveling.
I've seen the game. It's nah.
I'm holding out hope.
We'll see. Let me that's the most I can promise.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
I'll tell you what, if I do get you on there, it will be news. Which, speaking of news...
Yeah, okay, might as well. So, yeah, so we're on our news, which there's a couple of things that happened, in fact, today. But, Nick, do you want to talk about that new segment? Because I don't know what this is, in full disclosure.
Oh, so apparently there's been some reports. You literally posted it in the group chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Can you pull up the news article?
Yeah. You mean the thing that got put out today?
About Snyder Cut and comics?
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. So that wasn't really a news article. So what happened was...
It's a rumor, I believe.
I had Sil Abdul on my channel. Great guy. Really great interview. We'll all have him on a panel discussion at some point. He said he's down for that. But so what he said, because I brought up during the interview that another way that it could continue, and Nick, you have brought this up too, another way for it to continue, and at least for right now, and then later it can develop into something, is as a comic book or graphic novel series, if not animation. Obviously, we would all prefer live action, but for the moment. And he said, and Sil indicated that he has heard that there is some talk behind the scenes about a comic series.
See, I've said this on stream multiple times, that, short of getting, Cell Snyderverse to Netflix and whatnot, I think the most likely scenario is a comic. Because, we've gotten, Batman 89, Smallville Season 10.
Superman, so this is 78.
Yeah, we've gotten continuations of all this stuff. So, them doing a continuation of the Snyderverse is really is within the realm possibility.
Because here's the thing, Zaslav wants money. And if let's be honest, the comic comes out and it outsells everything DC is doing, can you imagine Zaslav going, nope, put that into a movie?
Money.
Because I think it's safe to say that the Snyderverse is large enough and passionate enough to support a comic. I think you can very easily make the case.
Nick, we have an actual case study of this. I think it was last year or the year before for Thanksgiving. Zach posted, this is a comic that's that's ostensibly not a Snyderverse comic. Just want to be clear on that. And it's a really expensive version of this comic. It's a $100 version of this comic. He took a picture of his turkey in the background, blurred out. It wasn't even like clear. It was blurred. He had the absolute edition for Final Crisis, which first off, fun story. That's when Comics League covered Final Crisis. So they because of that. And it's one of my
I guess you could say things have hashtag come full circle.
So thank you. But anyway, that edition of the book sold out.
Yeah, just watch like
$100 comic book.
Like just like I imagine if they do like a Snyderverse like Snyderverse part like Zack Snyder Justice League Part 2, and it's like 50, it'll probably be like between $30 and $50. Let's I think that for the basic
even if they do it as a series. Because what I think it will do, it'll be like a couple of like graphic novels, kind of like how Black Label did with like 3 Jokers, or like even with Doomsday Clock. But I guarantee you, I am gonna make a Jared prediction if this happens. That will outsell everything at DC.
And then it's like, and then Zaslav will be like, "Why the heck do I have Gun over here?" Like,
no, and Zaslav's like, "Why did you throw this away? Are you stupid?"
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
It makes money. Because here's the good part, and still agree with me on this. If it comes out as a comic, we're granted it's really hard to tell how well a comic sells, but that is 100% a great way to show there is interest.
It is a trackable metric. Like I guarantee you, like so we allocated 20,000 copies for the first issue. We sold out of those on pre-orders within an hour.
It would get print. I'm telling you, dude. If and trust me, watch this one decision ends up it turns out not Batman, the Snyderverse ends up financing all of DC Comics.
See, your average like monthly comic, like your floppies, the average they average about 10 to 20,000 copies as on average.
Batman's a little more than that.
Imagine if the Snyderverse sells 30,000.
The Snyderverse, I think, could reach 100,000 copies, dude.
Numbers we haven't seen since the 90s.
Numbers we haven't seen since Superman and Wonder Woman became a comic. The first issue pre-orders, and Charles Sewell and Tony S. Daniel actually highlighted this. This is why I said this in my video about how Super Wonder didn't flop.
I guarantee you, like, because Jim Lee's going to be in on this. Like, imagine if he does the first cover.
Oh, he did it for the variant covers. It was him, Bermejo, and I forget the third artist, but he did a variant cover of the Snyder cut. Dude, I'm telling you, you do this, sells out.
All right, who else do you want to have doing covers? Let's
Fabok.
Okay. Let's say this is a 5-issue run for Volume 1.
And obviously, with variant covers, Capullo has to do one. I'm like,
Ethan Van Sciver?
Particularly a Batman one.
Ethan Van Sciver?
I don't think Ethan would, but if I can get it, I'll take it.
I think Ethan has said he's willing to work with DC if the conditions are right.
I think he would, because he still likes the characters. And I would go with Bermejo probably. Fabok, absolutely. Obviously, Jim Lee has to do the cover, or like even the interior art. I'd be fine with Lee.
Rob Liefeld.
Liefeld could do a pretty decent cover because Liefeld loves the Snyderverse, by the way.
What about Todd McFarlane?
Oh, yes. But can you imagine Todd McFarlane Batfleck? Dude! Hey,
he would do that in a heartbeat.
It's Batman with guns. You kidding me? Of course he'll go with it. Can you imagine he does a variant cover that's Batfleck with Spawn? Telling you, dude.
No. What he does is he does a Batfleck cover, but it's an homage to like a Spawn cover.
Yes, or he recreates the Spawn Batman cover, but with Batfleck. He's even in the anti-Superman suit. He recreates one of the posters from BVS, but with Spawn standing in for Superman. Can't believe
that's a variant right there. That's a variant right. That's a variant right. That would sell out.
I could also see Tony S. Daniel doing it, but definitely my top 3 artists to do variants or interiors are Capullo, Lee, and Fabok. What about you?
Well, Lee, certainly, Todd McFarlane, and then Ethan Van Sciver.
Plus, here's the thing: if Lee does
By
the
the way,
interiors,
in part 2, they introduced the lanterns, so you have Ethan do a Green Lantern cover.
actually, what they could do: turn the first one into a comic, in other words, ZSJL into a comic, and then put the Green Lantern scene at the end instead.
Also, like we were talking about variant covers before, imagine a variant cover where it's Superman and Cyberfrog.
But by the way, if Jim Lee did the interior art, this would be a hell of a hashtag full circle moment for me, since my first big comic that I read was Justice League Origin from the New 52.
Because he doesn't do interiors anymore.
No, if he did that, or like even a variant cover, I'm buying the crap out of that variant.
I think if they do Snyderverse, he's guaranteed to do a cover.
At least a cover. He did the T-shirt for Full Circle.
I think that's pretty much 100%. Like
that has to. What would be cool?
I'm telling you right now, if he does interiors, and it has like a Todd McFarlane cover, 200,000.
Oh yes. By the way, the omnibus cover has to be his Full Circle design. That's on the T-shirt. Can you imagine that? And then the title, the Snyderverse, the world became the Justice League.
I want Greg Capullo to do the interiors.
I could see Capullo doing a pretty kick-ass job because he's used to drawing like bat-esque, crazy, off-the-wall stuff.
Oh, I got one for you. Mark Silvestri.
Okay, that is, now you're just playing with me, because that is actually
Mark
really
Silvestri does a Wonder Woman cover.
Oh, hell yes!
You're like, can I just
he
have
were
that?
alive,
Like 50...
If he were alive, I would have Michael Turner do it too.
Oh.
No, Apocalypse.
I'm telling you right now, I don't care if I had to sell a kidney. If Mike Turner was still alive, I would have him do Streaker.
Oh yes. We could also do. I love how the first like 15 minutes of this episode is who we want to draw a Snyderverse card. But hell, I'm for it. I would go. And by the way, I would have like Zach be a co-writer and have, as you said, Scott Snyder. So it's still Snyder. But actually, I could see in terms of writer. Actually, I could see Scott Snyder since he wrote really off the wall stuff there.
Yeah.
How much of an irony would it be if it was Jeff Johns? I wouldn't want that, but still, that would be hilarious.
No, imagine it's like a spin-off one. Like, okay, hear me out. It's a Green Lantern one shot, written by Jeff Johns, drawn by Ethan Van Sciver.
I knew you were going for that. I would love that, dude. You could show, because part of the Snyderverse story is that Darkseid on his way to Earth wiped out the Green Lantern Corps. Turn that into a comic.
And there's
all these stories. Either way, by the way, if it comes back as like live action, animated, or whatever, still do comics, because you could go into like all the other stuff too.
Question: how would you feel if they had 2 Green Lanterns in the Snyderverse?
They do.
Obviously. Who?
Because I believe, because what happens is that John Stewart is the Green Lantern of Earth at the end of ZSJL, because the Emerald cut. And then the one in part 2 that crash lands on Earth in the Nightmare timeline, that's Hal.
I was gonna say, what if it's Jessica Cruz?
I would love that, but still, it would be Hal.
Okay, fine. There's 3.
No,
fine,
if he brought
fine for part 3. There's Jessica
with
Cruz.
the final battle. Yes, that bring in everyone, because that would be everyone. By the way, there has to be, at that final battle, there has to be a double-page splash of the entire battle.
By the way, for part 3, I want a similar story for like the treatment that Cyborg got in part 1. I want to do that for Jessica Cruz in part 3.
You could, or you could make it more of also a Flash story, since he is very pivotal to that part 3 plot.
I was just saying Jessica Cruz because like her overcoming her agoraphobia and like, you know, joining people for the last battle would make for a really good story.
Well, actually, that would work for this timeline where Superman's evil. So yeah, that does work. That does work. I like that. But yeah, there's so many because again, even if we get it back fully, like on Netflix or whatever, still do comics, because you could do like You could do all the prequels. You could do the Batfleck movie as a comic written by Ben Affleck, co-written with who's the one who invented Marv Wolfman, because Marv Wolfman, in fact, offered to co-write the movie.
Actually, no. What if part 2 was co-written by Marv Wolfman and Zack Snyder?
Did he do like a Nightmare? Well, actually, it would have to be a Justice League, right? Has Marv Wolfman done Justice League?
He did Crisis on Infinite Earth. I think that's.
But this isn't Crisis, though.
I think he did Teen. I think he's a good enough writer. He could do it. Literally, he did Teen Titans. He knows how to do.
As long as he respects Zack Story, and as long as he still does the Batfleck comic or movie, please, because it involves Deathstroke.
I have a feeling that if he offered to write the movie, I feel like he respects the Snyder cut.
Oh yeah, he would. He's not like some of these other writers that like says, "Thank F, this universe is going along." It was an actual DC artist.
I got one for you, Chuck Dixon.
Oh hell yes! You kidding me? Chuck Dixon writing a Batfleck movie? Are you kidding me?
Okay, we can make a whole episode out of this. But yes. So before we go on to the main topic, I just want to say, if you made it this far, please, the usual like, comment, subscribe. I got a Patreon, link in the description. Just kind of, just trying to, get more support for this stuff. You guys have been great. But we do have one more news item we got to talk about.
Actually, kind of two, but okay.
All right. Let's do the one that'll feed into your ego first.
Thank you.
Jared, how about you tell them the milestone you have accomplished?
Yeah, so anyone that's been following me on social media knows that the channel not only reached 600 subs, but was also invited into the YouTube partnership program, which that's a feat in and of itself. Trust me.
That is a big freaking deal.
Less than 10% of YouTube channels are in the partnership program, mind you. I haven't applied yet because
you are the 10%.
Yes, thank you. Because I haven't applied yet because I'm trying to I'm working on the tiers of my YouTube members tier list so I can make sure I'm giving you guys the most value for your buck. And I have tons of awesome plans for what we're going to do with that. And it's just really surreal that we're at this point for Comics League, because I remember just 2 years ago, I was stuck on 32 subscribers, not sure if I was ever going to escape from that. And here I am.
So for myself, I wanted the Phoenix Press. I am the Phoenix Press, but Jared, I wanted to give you a very heartfelt congratulations.
Thank you.
Your content is amazing. It's wonderful. It's super wonderful.
In fact, I had someone comment on my video, a new subscriber, saying, yeah, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. I had someone comment that says, as a fellow Snyderverse and Super Wonder fan, I'm so glad I discovered your channel, even if only recently. Your videos were a joy to watch.
That is a true fan right there. And Jared, you deserve all the success, and I cannot wait for you to hit 1,000 subscribers. You're going places, and I as a co-host on your channel, I cannot wait. I am so excited for this ride.
Yeah, it's also so cool, by the way, to have four other people that I can bring on for shows no matter what. So it's because for the longest time since Lad justifiably had to go and do school, I 100% respect that I got it. It was just me doing stuff, and you can only get by so long talking by yourself, particularly in long form content. That's why a lot of my shorter 5 to 10 minutes is me, because I could bang out a 5 to 10 minute video by myself. But when you get to the 40-minute podcasts, you need people.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm the same way. I it's really hard for me to talk on my own. If I'm doing a 5 minute a comic swatch kind of thing, which check out the reboot. We're working on finalizing things, but I just that's the reason why I never really put much effort into my YouTube until this guy came along.
And I literally had to drag him kicking and screaming to get his YouTube channel up and running.
Even to this day, he's dragging me, kicking and screaming me don't do this, Nick. Do this instead. Don't do this.
I just figured I'd help a buddy out. There you go. But it really means a lot.
As much as I heap and holler, and as much as I give you grief, I do appreciate all you've done for me, Jared. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And by the way, speaking of like single, the only time I've ever done a single long form podcast is when I did the Super Wonder by the numbers, because all that is that I read an article and went through sales stuff, so I had a rough outline, so I didn't have to like go off the cuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If I have an outline, I could pull it off.
Yeah,
But-
like that's for me. Like for Comics Watch, I actually literally just script it out. Like I literally just like write a script and then just read off the script, and that's a little bit easier because you're just reading off a script at that point.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go off the cuff, but yeah.
But it's just,
enough feeding your ego. Enough
Thank
feeding that.
So there's one more thing that kind of came out at the time of this recording today.
Do you have a picture you can show?
Yes, I do. All right. So this was shared officially on Ryan Reynolds' Instagram, Hugh Jackman, and Rob Liefeld. This is the Wolverine suit.
Sorry, I'm blinking. What?
This is the official Wolverine suit for Deadpool 3.
Holy crap.
And he will have the cowl when we first see him.
I think my prediction is going to come true. Remember what I said?
Yeah.
Where initially, you're going to see him with the cowl, but he's going to lose it really quickly. Like, remember I said that on your stream?
Yeah. But it's kind of funny. I saw
Oh my God. It is so hard being this right all the time.
You know it's join the club, dude. You know what's really funny is I saw someone on Twitter going, watch, he's not Wolverine. He's just normal Hugh Jackman, and Deadpool keeps trying to turn him into Wolverine.
You know what? Like, honestly, like, given Deadpool, I would not be surprised.
I could see that. But, dude, wait. You know what this also means? We know that other X-Men are showing up in this movie. They could be in their comic suits as well. Oh, hell yes. But look at how awesome this looks. The only thing I see people complaining about is the sleeves, but he's worn sleeves in the comics before. Stop complaining about that. Look at that.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. This single-handedly proves that superhero fatigue is not a real thing.
Yes.
Because look at how much people are how much traction this is getting, how excited. Because like honestly, this movie is literally doing what every other movie has been doing the last 5 years. It's a multiverse movie. It's nostalgia bait. They're bringing back all these people. But because it's Deadpool, and because we're getting what we always wanted to see.
Because they're giving the fans what they want. Yes.
Like, but the thing is, this movie is literally doing what every other movie has been doing the last 5 years. No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness. It's not like, but
Flash.
It's doing it. Flash. But the fact is, people are actually excited for this movie. So like the fact that like this movie is literally doing what every other movie has been doing. I keep saying that, and people are excited. This just single-handedly proves it is not superhero fatigue. It is bad movie fatigue.
Oh, 100%. By the
Also,
way, I just want to bring up this one thing.
By the way, I'm calling this right now. This movie will make $1 billion.
Yep. By the way, I just want to bring things full circle, because we spent like the first half of this episode talking about Snyder content. You know what's trending right now on Twitter? Bring back Zack Snyder.
Well, Zack Snyder's always trending.
Yeah,
Like,
his name is always trending.
So, for the context, for those who aren't aware, Hugh Jackman is to Wolverine what Christopher Reeve is to Superman.
Yeah.
Jared, like, yeah, and we all love Henry Cavill, but when people think of Superman, they think of Christopher Reeve. Like, even you have to admit
arguably
that.
more and more now, people are starting to think of more, particularly people in this generation are thinking of Henry Cavill as Superman.
Fair, but Christopher Reeve, like, I think for this comparison,
The character defining, yeah, it's like with him and hell, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, we can name so many actors, but like they've had such an aversion to this suit. They literally made a joke about it in the first movie, which I will be dropping the clip here right now.
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Your future Nick, the Nick that is editing this, drop the frickin' clip.
I'm trying to see, do I have it on here? I don't think I do. I think I had to clear that out.
Fair enough, but like this is just me reminding future Nick editing, please drop the clip.
And future Nick, you still suck. And have bad taste in ships. Watch, I'll edit that out.
Or trust me, I got plans. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh no. But anyway, but yeah, I agree. And it's like they made the joke about it, and then they finally put it in, and look at how people are responding.
Exactly.
They're putting Wolverine in a yellow and blue suit.
Also, they announced that Jennifer Garner is coming back as Elektra, which I think they're saving the announcement of Ben Affleck as Daredevil because that's a big deal.
That's gonna bring me to life, dude. I'm gonna feel very Evanescence at that point.
So you're gonna disappear in like a fine mist?
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
That's literally what Evanescence means.
Yeah, I know, but
I really hope. Like, can you imagine? Like, they actually play that song.
You could say it'll turn me. It's basically gonna be my immortal movie.
Get out.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
You know, Jared, like all these puns are just causing me, like, I feel like going under because I really do feel like everybody's fool.
Yeah.
It would really be a sweet sacrifice. Boom! F you.
By the way, I watch them live.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
I took videos. I got to hear Bring Me to Life live with Lindsey Sterling at the same time. That middle finger is straining right now.
If you notice, I haven't cursed this entire recording.
Yeah, there's still time. But
I'm
anyway,
to you, brother.
But so here's the thing. This is telling me, and Nick, you are 100% right. If comic book fatigue was real, would you be getting this type of response to a costume announcement?
Mm-hmm.
Even wait. Ignoring the costume announcement. Remember the internet response when he was announced to be returning for Deadpool?
That broke the internet.
I think it's like 4 million views on Ryan's YouTube channel.
Yeah, like ridiculous. And by the way, this will be the last performance of Hugh Jackman. I'm pretty sure
it will be. It'll be a nice. I get the feeling it'll be a final send off because I believe this is the last year of their contracts.
Which honestly, like, I don't think this takes away from Logan because this is just a fun kind of like one-off, like one last ride kind of thing. I think him doing Deadpool 3 as his last appearance, I think that's fine.
Plus, hang on for a second because in Logan, when he's literally reading X-Men comics, which is the most meta scene ever, he's like critiquing them like this didn't happen, this didn't happen this way. So he's implying he was in that suit at one point, and we know he was in the suit at one point if you look at the deleted end scene of the Wolverine.
What's this?
Open it.
Mm-hmm. Also, I really want his first introduction is like you see like bursting through trees, you see Hulk, and then you see Wolverine, he's fighting the Hulk, and that's like Hugh Jackman, that's how he first appears. Wait, I said this on stream, I'll say it again. And then like the Hulk like demorphs and it's Eric Bana and Ryan was like, You're not what's the actor's name from the MCU?
You're not Ruffalo.
You're not Mark Ruffalo. Like, I'm sorry, that joke would be so great.
And the way I would introduce Wolverine into the movie, Deadpool is just prancing through the river, through the forest, doing his Deadpool thing. He's like, and then there's like a battle going on, and all of a sudden he just hears that Wolverine scream. Yeah, exactly. He just hears it, and then Logan just comes out of the trees like this. That would be great. But
also,
I would be more favorite the Hulk thing though.
The Hulk thing, by the way, the music that's playing is the '97 X-Men theme. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, they had to have some version. When the whole X-Men show up, the whole team. Can you imagine the internet? You saw the internet responded pretty well in Ms. Marvel when they had that scene at the
All right,
that meeting at the end.
all right, real quick before we move on to the main topic. 30 minutes in. Let's act. By the way, so our top 5 is going to be what X-Men, what our 5-person X-Men, 5-person X-Men lineup, and Wolverine is the free space. So we can't choose Wolverine because it's easy.
Okay,
no.
What we had originally planned for top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll change this thing here.
I mean, actually, that could be an Two Capes topic.
All right.
We'll stick with the original. Sorry.
So do you want to transition to our next topic? But if you want, I can get, because for your thing, I could get the clip of the Transformers dun 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 from G1.
What?
I'll show you.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
It's a scene transition. But anyway, next topic. Yes, we're going there.
All right. So we're hitting upon an evergreen topic today. See, obviously, we as gamers, we know that like there's been women, like great women in gaming for the longest time. But this is a topic that just keeps coming back and forth and back and forth. Like it's so great that we have strong women in video games now. Meanwhile, Sama Saran is like, am I a joke to you?
Meanwhile, like Lara Croft is a joke. Like that.
Princess
This is
Peach.
my biggest issue with modern media, particularly pop culture media. They treat it like these types of characters have never existed before. Like comics have always been straight white guys. There's never been female comic book characters, and I'm like, or gaming characters, and I'm like, the heck.
Yeah, exactly.
But and by the way, some of those iconic video game characters, I got news for you, are female. Hell, Cortana.
Yeah, I'm sending you a link on your private chat.
Where does it go?
It's a YouTube link. It's like a song. Yeah, it's like a fan song. I kind of want to play that real quick.
Oh, okay. As long as you don't think it'll be copywriting, it won't affect me because guess what? Not my channel.
If it is, I'll deal with it. And it's only like 2 minutes long. We can go halfway if you want.
All right, so just drop it in the chat. Okay, I got it. All right, so let me. Yeah, I got it. Hang on. All right, so I have to put this in this tab. Hang on.
And we'll be including a link to this video in the description, by the way. So just a reminder for future Nick.
Yeah. Yes, future Nick has got a lot of stuff to do. You think he can handle all this responsibility?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Well, we'll certainly find out. I don't know, Nick. I think he's going to drop the ball.
I almost did when I went to the Tigers game.
I don't know if future Nick is reliable, honestly. All right, hang on. Here we go. I got it. All right.
And now, for all you crazy gamers out there who think there have never been enough female protagonist characters in gaming, a reality check. Jessica, Nona, Rosella, Alina, Ashuna, Niku, Lioness, Mackenzie and Freya, and Beatrix and Eiko, Megurina, Lucas, Celeste, then Marta and Sypha, and Ferris, Cecilia, Jill, Valentine, Maya, Garnett, Aya, Brea, Chris, Lightfellow, Amelia, Dol, Agrius, Rafa, Junon, and Colette, Nakaruru, Shento, Lucia, Leona, Celis, Yuna, Luna, Kuno, Ichi, Fina, Cat, Ruti, Mary, and Philia. Miriam is Pac-Man, Red F, Gurmi, then Nadia, and Irene Blue. Opera, Presses, and Lindis, and Jenna, then come Kugurana and Mew.
Awesome.
Tengar, Kazumi, Cornet, Lady, Bugmia, Hamtara, Elson, Papri. Tom Gill, and Rydia, Charlotte, and Lara Croft, Monica, Kid, and Chun-Li. Every female ruler you play in Sephora, and then Samus, well, that's a no-brainer. Josephine, Alex, Vanspira, and Jaden, all female Pokemon trainers. There's Lightning and Eri, Rose and then Sammy, and then Goku's granddaughter Pan, Princess Erika, Bianca, Lucia, but only if you buy your games in Japan. Marlon, Miyaka, then Isla, then Luca, then Blaze, Ronnie, Bell, and Eris. The version with clothes, Athena and King, Alyssa, Stewart, and Ferris, Liz, Sandra, Irelia, Karma, Quinn, Poppy, Soraka, Lux, Lulu, Diana, Caitlin, Cassiopeia, Fiora, Annie, and Sona, Jinx, Nami, Tristana.
League of Legends, baby.
There's Reina and Terra and Realm and Micaiah, Bayonetta, Maria Reynard, and Lena and Alice, Masuya, Baraduka, Tower of Dragas, Ishtar, Sonia, Sona, that is an overused name. Tifa and Tifa, there's only 2 Tifas. Valis is from her own game. Any game where you make your own character, that applies to male or female gamers. That's a good chunk of the video game library. So when they tell you they're not represented, kindly go tell them to learn about gaming, pick up a controller, and play.
He missed Cortana, but I'm willing to excuse that.
Wasn't that great?
That was fantastic. That was the best song of all time.
Yes, it's even better than Bring Me to Life.
Nothing's better than Bring Me to Life, dude.
Smells Like Teen Spirit is better than Bring Me to Life.
You shut your hole. But anyway, it makes a good point because there's even people that like are acting like there's never been a gay Spider-Man before, and there is. There has been before the one that's in the wheelchair. There has been.
Yeah, like I kind of want to keep the discussion on like female like video.
Yeah,
game
but
characters.
I was just implying the same thing is thrown around. But yes, essentially that.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go off on that tangent. Yeah. I want to keep this kind of like on topic, you know.
Okay. All good.
But yeah, so it's like we've had female characters, so many throughout them, but like they like to pretend like it's like a, and you kind of see this with a lot of stuff like it's so good we finally have like Black Panther is the first movie to star a black superhero.
No,
Blade.
It's Blade. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Blank Man was about 5 years earlier, and I think there are some black superhero movies that came out in the 80s.
Well, they did Steel with Shaq. It's like it's like I'm like that's not the first black superhero movie, Marvel or DC. I got news for you.
Yep, and then as far as like an anime has been tackling a lot of these issues. Like for example, Sailor Moon had gay characters. And it's like a lot of like
Wonder Woman.
Like
that's all I have to say at this point.
Yes. I don't have. I hope that way I don't have to bring up.
And need I remind you, one of the most iconic female characters in gaming is also the co-protagonist in one of the most iconic Xbox franchises of all time, Halo.
Oh, I thought you were going with Mass Effect, but like.
Well, Mass Effect 2, he addressed that when he said any game where you can have a male or female protagonist.
Like, I would say Femme Shep is more popular than Male Shep.
Oh, yeah, she definitely is. Well, because it's Jennifer Hale.
Yep, and then
I like the male voice actor, but it's Jennifer Hale. You see how I react whenever she's an avatar.
Yeah, and it's like like Bastila Shan, really great character. Mission Vow from.
You can even turn your character in Halo Reach into a female, and like it's kind of funny. The female actually has more attitude than the male. It's like at one point, it's like one of the Spartans goes, "Hey, nice job," and the male Spartan will go, "I am to please," but the female one will go, "I am to please."
Yeah, and then like talking about like if we're going into MMO territory, we have Jaina Proudmoore from World of Warcraft, Tyrande Whisperwind. Like there are so many great female characters, like Sylvanas. Like so many great female characters in World of Warcraft.
Forget Samus Aran.
Yep, we keep bringing that. Like that's the free space that of like
Miss Pac-Man. Literally, as long as there have been video game characters, there have been strong female characters. I got news for you. That's just the way it works.
Princess Peach, Sheik, Zelda.
Fun
another
fact,
great.
For the longest time, I had a debate with my friend Will on if Zelda was actually Link's name. I was on the side that turned out to be right. That no, that's the princess.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Look of utter pain in your face.
The cringe. My butt cancer came back. Thank you.
Oh, trust me, I'm the #1 producer of ass cancer. Trust me.
Oh, Jared did the first curse word on this recording.
This is not a curse.
Yes, it is.
It's like when you say badass, that's not a curse. Okay, well, anyway, the point is, or it's like, again, I bring this up, Wonder Woman, technically she counts as a video game character now because she's going to get her own video game. They straight up had bondage in her early comics. And the writer was in no way hiding it.
Yeah, well, like let's kind of keep it on the video game.
My point is, it's like another female character that, by the way, if you look at Mass Effect, Liara, Miranda, Ashley at first, but she at first she wasn't that popular because she was basically a space racist in the first movie, but she learned she has a character arc. She has a character arc. But my point is, and it's like, again, female shepherd, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I was just talking about that a few minutes ago. You know, Bastila, Mission Val.
Mitra, there's basically any female character.
Literally the playable character in KOTOR 2 is canonically female. The Exile is canonically a woman.
Yeah, named Mitra.
I haven't played KOTOR too much, but like, yeah, there's great female characters.
I played all of them, yeah, 100%. And you can turn all of them into Jedi. Which I did. I enjoyed that.
Isn't there a Wookiee in KOTOR 2?
No, but there is straight up. Candrius is in that game, but he's in Mandalorian gear now. And you can have one of the face models you can use legit turns you into Obi-Wan Kenobi. Episode 2 Kenobi is what you look like.
Hello there.
Legit, I did that. But anyway, but it's like, so for that game series, you also have the Warhammer 40K universe. They have their video games, and a lot of
they have like
Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, exactly. Entire faction of great women. I'm trying to keep this on video games, brother. Like, keep
still gaming. It still counts.
Video gaming.
Dawn of War. It's a video game for the Warhammer universe.
It's a stretch, but okay.
I'm bringing up gaming characters.
And then, like, obviously a lot of the Final Fantasy characters. These are brought up, like Aerith, Tifa, Riona, Riku. You know, like Lightning. Lightning got her own trilogy. You know, like, for example, Final Fantasy VI. Literally, Terra is the protagonist. Like, they had a female protagonist lead a whole entire Final Fantasy game in like the mid to late 90s. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's just, I think, honestly, it's a crime that a lot of this gets ignored. And I'm like, yeah, there are so many great female characters that deserve their own movies. It's just they're not given the attention they deserve.
Yeah, and like you saw it in like the toy market, because like for so long, it's not so much like this anymore. But like, the toy market was segmented in like boys and girls toys, and I believe the reason why Young Justice was canceled was because too many girls were buying the toys.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, because that was still in the era where toy sales were were the entire point of doing cartoons. Like, cartoons are just basically advertising.
Well, yeah, because Transformers and G.I. Joe are the big examples of that.
Yeah, I mean, we think and this practice really didn't stop until like I'd say the mid 2010s, roughly. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's kind of given that like boys and girls buy toys, but like it's still, the toy market is still roughly a boys market. You see this really in Star Wars, where like a lot of the female characters don't sell.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why you see them on shelves is Disney is literally being like, all right, if you want an Obi-Wan, you have to buy 5 Rose Ticos.
Yeah, but it's like, and also Todd McFarlane hilariously brought this up because the question was posed to him: would you ever consider doing an entire action figure line of just females? In other words, having a wave that's just female DC characters. And he goes, no. Mm-hmm. For the stores, I would do it on like the website or something like that. But when he told this hilarious story where he goes, imagine this: your son gets like straight A's in school. He does really well, and you want to reward him. You want to give him an action figure. So you go and buy him the action figure. You give him the female character. You put it in the bag. You hand it to him, and he goes, I mean, thanks, Mom and Dad. But before I go, I have a quick question. Were there any like robots? Oh yeah, you should have seen the pegs. They were everywhere. Superheroes. Oh my gosh, as far as the eye can see. Soldiers. You should have seen it. And he goes, and you got me the female character. And then Todd goes, I don't know if it's true or not, but at a certain point, serial killers start at a certain spot.
Okay. He was a bit hyperbolic, but honestly, he's not far off. Plus, honestly, Todd has literally like almost 30 years of experience.
He runs a toy company. I'm pretty sure he knows what sells.
Yeah. But yeah,
he is the gold standard of action figures. So let's be. There's him, and then there's Hot Toys, but Hot Toys are an entirely different tier of collectibles.
See, Todd Toys, they're a little more premium, but they're still toys that you feel comfortable playing with. You know what I'm saying?
Hot Toys, no, they're on a shelf.
Yeah, like Todd Toys, yes, they're collector, yes, they're a little more premium, but like they're not so premium that you're not comfortable playing with them.
Yeah,
like basically, it's like you pay $5 for a regular action figure, pay $10 for a Todd action figure, and then $500 for a Hot Toy.
Well, remember, because action figures before Todd came around were like, you've seen the old Kenner Star Wars action figures that look nothing like the characters.
I own some of them. I own them.
Yeah, it's like they've gotten a little better, but still, it's like nothing beats a Todd Toy. But my point is, he got a lot of heat for that. But I'm like, he didn't say he would never.
Literally created the premium action figure market. He literally single-handedly, like, because people weren't doing premium toys before.
No.
Like the whole idea of selling action figures like directly to adults, and not like the adults buy these, but we're primarily making these for children. No, he single-handedly created that, like the Lightning collection, all the
DC Multiverse,
like Hasbro's like Lightning line, like their like Legends. Like now every company has a premium toy line because of him.
Yeah, and again, he never said he wouldn't do it. He just said not to the, because he has no doubt seen it. They're peg warmers like a Rose Tico. But anyway, back to this. The thing is that why do you think I want to ask you this? Like a lot of the creatives lie about there not being female characters, because they're clearly lying because they should know this.
It's pure ego, pure narcissism, because. And you're seeing this more and more, where it's like everyone wants to be the first X. Mm-hmm. Like that's why when I remember seeing parted around when STD Star Trek Discovery came around.
That is a hell of an acronym, dude.
I know, right? They're like, oh, she's the first black female captain, because there's been black captains, Cisco. There's been female captains. It's like it's like these ever dwindling windows, and it's like you want the first ever kind of stuff, like for example in Power Rangers, there's been this thing where it's like oh, Lauren Sheba is the first female Red Ranger. No, she's not. During Power Rangers SPD, they had the A Squad
and Samurai that they briefly had, I believe, his sister take over.
That's Lauren Sheba, but literally 5 years earlier. They had a rival team of Power Rangers. The Red Ranger was a girl in that one, A Squad Red. And there's kind of like there's been this push to recognize Lauren Sheba as the first female Red Ranger, but they totally ignore A Squad. It's like they try to do all these disqualifiers, and it's you see this in the video game space where it's like people want to be first, and they want the glory that comes with it, and it's like they want to feel like they're fighting for this, like, oh, we're advancing stuff, we're advancing it, but like we've been doing this stuff in the 90s.
You're advancing stuff that honestly doesn't need advancing because it's already there.
If anything, I would say that things have unadvanced or whatever.
Yeah, they have regressed a little bit because now
that's the word. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Because a lot of these talentless hacks, people are less like, because of the way that they have tried to force their own OCs. people are less likely to accept these characters now.
Storm was leading the X-Men in the 80s. North Star premiered in the early 90s. The first gay character in comics was an Alpha Flight. North Star, I think, was like 92. That's how early some of this stuff was.
By the way,
And
fun fact,
obviously,
DC...
Blade was in 97, Blankman 92.
Hell,
so like
Jon Stewart was in the 60s.
Yeah, or even Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern in the animated series. Static Shock happened in the early 2000s. So like this stuff is not as new as people think it is.
No, 100% not.
You know, and it's like we had female superhero shows like Cyber 6. I'm sure like the three people who know what I'm talking about, they just got very excited right now. Like
Wonder Woman.
I'm talking about like just like leading your own kind of shows or video game like or
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Or if, like hell, if you want to go down that route, Bionic Woman. That is a superhero show. You know, like obviously Wonder Woman, Bionic Woman, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer had a gay relationship back in the late 90s.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm talking about like Willow and Tara.
Yeah. Again, I haven't watched that series yet.
You know,
I'm still dealing with the trauma from He Who Must Not Be Named.
Trust me, I'm going to make you watch it as a rewatch at some point.
Oh, no. I'm going to be playing the Why Did You Say That Name drop a lot in that rewatch series.
Well, that's going to be on my channel. I'm going to prohibit it, but still. But yeah, I know we've kind of been sidetracked, but this just these things have been going on for a long time. And, you know, it's just these people are trying to make a problem that doesn't really exist. Like, the average gamer does not have a problem with a good character that is female, you know, or even a strong woman character. Because, like, there's, like, as that video just showed you, there is a literal crap ton of them.
I mean, look, I bet you 99% of the Tomb Raider fan base were men. Granted, for various reasons that are more explicit. But still,
to be fair, Tomb Raider in the 90s was very much marketed at men. She was very much a male fantasy, so that's understandable.
But still, it doesn't change the fact that a lot of her fan base are men, and it reminds me of like when you always have a female superhero movie that's very overhanded, and then they go, "I guess men don't want to see women in action roles."
See, like here's the problem: they keep playing this card. It's becoming a boy who cried wolf. You see this all the time, where it's like they do some radical change to a character, the fan base out like, oh, you're just isist, you're racist, you're sexist,
or phobe,
and people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of like, and especially when like, I love Samus, I love Sylvanas, I love Tifa, I love Aerith, you know, like I love all like. You know, it's like, I literally have a tattoo of Tifa on my arm. You know,
I love Cortana. I have her autograph on a sword and a helmet. And 2 pops.
We get it. You like Cortana. Oh, by the way, did you hear that Microsoft is getting rid of Cortana?
Oh, really?
Sorry, wow. Like it's like I wasn't gonna bring it up, but like you keep talking about Cortana, I was like, I had to shatter your memories.
This is Nick, by the way. Here's a live feed of Nick when he made that comment.
Please clap.
That went about as well as a wet fart.
That went about as well as Amber Heard in Aquaman.
Nice, but yeah, and honestly, it's a little bit of like wanting to avoid like responsibility because if these people are not talented writers, when they inevitably get called out on that, they're like, you're just an isterophobe, you don't want to see this.
And then we've kind of got another trend kind of going on when it pertains to female characters. You're taking these characters and uglifying them. Because look at like obviously you got Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. The first game, she looks fine, she looked good. But like the next game, like he's like face is puffed out. He looks a lot uglier. And then like with the recent Fable trailer, you know. And if you look at the actresses who play them, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Or look at what they want to do to Tomb Raider. I know Melanie Mack has been very much going against that because they're like, can't we have some sexy female leads again?
Yeah, you know, and like, if you look at the Fable trailer, you know, the dude they got there, he looks normal. He looks like a normal dude.
By the
But then
way-
the female, it's like, you know, even it like sure, like okay, sure, the picture is a very unflattering one. They put like the worst possible one. Even if you look at like in her more normal natural lighting, you can tell there was a down because like you look at the actress who played her, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
By the
And
way,
it's just-
can I say real quick? You mentioned Cyber 6 like 10 minutes ago, and you know what came up on my YouTube recommendations? A comic tropes video talking about Cyber 6. How weird is that?
I actually watched Cyber 6 when it was airing because like Cyber 6 is one of those programs because like you know how Saturday morning cartoons they ended at noon and then sometimes you'd see like at like 12:30 like 12 and 12:30 you'd see like syndicated programming like they see some more cartoons usually. Cyber 6 usually aired around noon. And I sometimes I remember actually used to catch a few episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was really weird. That's a way to
Yeah.
bring it hashtag full circle.
So yeah, and it's like you know, it's like people keep saying like, oh, only men want to look at these female with like sexy female like, and you have so many women like Melanie Mack herself being like, can we just agree that like people like looking at attractive females, both male and women, men and women, like it's a universal thing.
Yeah.
Like the female form is just naturally attractive, both to men and women. Like it's come on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we've talked about that part enough, and then let's go to our top 5, shall we?
Okay, then. Our top 5 is our top 5 favorite female video game characters.
All right, Jared.
Samus is a free space.
Yes, Jared. Ladies first.
Okay, then you should go first.
I'm not a lady.
As far as you know. I love it. You actually checked. So Cortana, number 1, obviously. Female Shepherd, number 2. I can count this. Wonder Woman. She's been in video games before. Lara Croft. I can't say Samus Aran. I almost said Samus Aran. I would have to go with what's another female one that I'm looking at my content here to see with my gaming stuff. Probably hell. Farah from Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
It works.
She's a female that's a leader of a rebel group.
All right. So mine. First off, you got Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. And then let's see here. My new games are back there. Sylvanas Windrunner from World of Warcraft. I just really love her story. Then Alex Vance from Half-Life 2. And then I'm trying to think here. Clap. Because I could just populate this list with Final Fantasy characters if I really wanted to.
Of course you can.
Roll from Mega Man Battle Network. And then lastly, I would say I got it. I got it. Misty from Pokemon.
Oh, there you go.
I had such a huge crush on Misty as a kid. Like that was my cartoon crush as a kid as Misty.
There you go. That works.
And that's my top 5. So like I said earlier, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what are your top 5 female video game characters. And then anything else you want to add, I'd appreciate it. And also, please make sure to check out the Patreon. I'm trying to get it going. I'm just going to keep pushing it. You guys have been great. Also, congratulations to Jared. You're awesome. So,
Thank you.
This has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.